How y'all doing?
What's good, Abdul?
Yeah, I couldn't choose 2 plays, but if I had to choose 2 games, probably just my last game. Just one game is my last game. I feel like I left it all out there. I just got one more opportunity to play with my brothers that I've been playing with the last 3 years. Just really summed up my whole time at Penn State, and I get to leave it all out on the field. I would say my ghost rush. I feel like all my pass rush moves are really my best. So I like to switch it up a little bit.
Abdul, that last game that you played, you had already established yourself as the best pass rusher. Why was it so important, even though you were injured, to play in that game?
I just feel like my teammates needed me. I couldn't have played, but I felt like just leave it all out there, give us the best opportunity to win, and I feel like that's what I did. And if I had to do it again, I'd make the same choice.
Abdul, your versatility is used like as a strength, but what position do you enjoy playing the most on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, definitely defensive end, edge rusher, but I feel like I can play wherever my coaches need me, and wherever they feel a need, that's where I play.
Abdul, since that last game, what's the balance of training and recovery been like in the past month?
It's been good. I'm really just starting to heat it up right now. I just got clear to really start training, start working out again. So my next couple of weeks look like just me getting ready for my pro day, and once I get to my pro day, to perform at an elite level.
How would you describe your style of play and what you bring to a team?
I think I bring energy, effort, versatility, and I feel like when the biggest moments come around, that's where I play at my best.
Could you put like a number or percentage to your health right now, like 90 to 100?
Yeah, probably about 90% right now, but these next couple months, this next month, I feel like is where I really start getting close to 100.
Abdul, do you plan to meet with the Jaguars?
Yeah, I feel like you definitely need a franchise edge rusher. If you look at all the great teams that won Super Bowls, that you have that one standout great defensive player, and I feel like I'm that. The one that comes to mind when I first think of one is Von Miller. Yes, sir. Very serious, very upfront guy. Like he all about his business, which is what I like. He was really straightforward with me. I feel like I like him.
Abdul, do you plan on?
No preconceived ideas. Yeah, he's one of the guys that I study. Just his bend, his get off, the way he can ghost rush, the way he set up his moves, and then at the biggest moments in the biggest games, Von Miller stepped up and delivered.
Abdul, manifesting the number one.
Well, based on my film study, I pretty much know what I'm gonna get. So it's really just about playing the game, being consistent throughout the game, setting them up throughout the game, and that's where I started to take over. Well, based on my film set, I'm already coming in with a pass rush plan. So basically, he give me throughout the game. I might start the game speed, turn to inside, turn to power. So it's all about what he give me. Then I just take over from there.
You're probably going to a not good team at the top of the draft. What can you bring in terms of leadership?
I feel like I could bring a lot in terms of leadership. That's something I had to step up into this year at Penn State. One of our captains went down, so I had to be a lot more vocal, a lot more, just bringing the team behind me and just being the example that people can watch. So just setting the pace.
How important is it for you to be picked first? How much do you want to be picked first?
Yeah, it's very important for me. That's one of the goals I made before the season. Something I always talked about. It's what I work for. And I feel like I'm getting close to that. Just got to keep working, keep putting the effort in, and I'm accomplish my dream.
How realistic do you feel like it is to go number one this year?
I feel like it's very realistic. And I feel like I'm the best player in the country, and the best player should be selected number one.
Have you met with the Panthers yet, and what was that meeting like?
I have not met with the Panthers.
Do you plan on meeting with the Jaguars and Raiders?
Yeah, I feel like I'm shaped a lot by my Philly roots. It's my toughness, my grit. I feel like that's really just the biggest thing I can take from Philly, and it really made me into the man I am today.
Do you plan on?
Yeah, I talked to him a lot. Just before this season, I told him I want to be number one pick. I want to put some work in. He took me under his wing. We trained together, worked together, and everything turned out good so far.
Are you meeting with
I won't say it's no surprises. I'm really just taking it in the moment. I'm really living my dream right now. And just be able to be out here living out my dream, really just taking everything one day at a time.
Abdul, you played.
No.
Are you meeting with the Jaguars and Raiders? And just what are your impressions of their new staffs?
All good impressions for me. I feel like they're really interested in me. I'm interested in them. All good impressions so far.
Do you have meetings set up with both of them?
Yes, sir.
From your perspective, what was it like watching the Eagles go on that Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, it was dope. I really just got to enjoy my last year, really being a fan. Being from Philly, born and raised, supporting the Eagles really my whole life. Got to take my dad to the Super Bowl, just enjoying being a fan one last year. And so whatever team drafts me, I'm loyal to that team.
Abdul,
What it's going to be like if you have to, at some point in your career, you have to face them?
They're gonna get my best on.
Abdul, what if it's the Giants?
Say it again.
What if you go to the Giants at quarterback?
Yeah, whatever team I'm on, whatever team I play, they get my best.
Abdul, speak.
Yeah, my goal is to come in and be the guy. If I go to a team that already got the stats, I want to earn my spot anyway. So I want to come in and compete right away.
Abdul, you played.
Speaking of Philly, you went viral a couple weeks ago with a friend of mine arguing about Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Since now that he won a Super Bowl, do you think that Jalen Hurts now is a bona fide top 3 quarterback in the game?
Well, I feel like whoever the champion is, they're the best. So I feel like Jalen Hurts established himself. He's been at that. And this year, actually winning the championship, he did nothing but only certify himself.
Who were the best offensive linemen that you went against, and how did you go about adjusting your plan throughout the game?
Probably definitely the Oregon offensive line, the way they schemed us, the way they came out with tempo, different looks, definitely gave us a lot of fits.
Abdul, you played.
Adjusting it as you continue to play.
We tried to adjust at halftime, which we did a little bit, but they really came out with a good scheme, good game plan. So.
Penn State's been known for putting out top defensive players. What do you think about the scheme, and where do you fit in some of those great defensive players that have come out?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the next one. Just looking at our history with Micah, Chop, Dafe, Adisa Isaac, Penn State is really edge rush you. We turning into that, and I'm really the next one out that mold.
Where does your confidence come from that you are the best player in this draft? Kind of how did you develop that?
Yeah, I would say the work I put in my whole life. My dad, he trained me to be the best player I can be, and not just being the best on the field, but off the field. And knowing all the work I put in, all the training I did, all the sacrifices I made, I know I'm the best.
Abdul, of the guys.
Yeah, it was a decision that I made. I went to my coaches, had a talk with them. I just knew that my best ability was getting after the quarterback. I knew I'd be most impactful for the team, and really it would be impactful for me, knowing what I do best is getting after the quarterback.
Abdul,
yeah, I can grow in really every area of my game, but just using my hands more, running my feet on contact, striking, there's a lot of areas I can still improve in.
Of the guys that are.
Yeah, I do plan on being at the draft from Green Bay, and it's really just me living out my dreams, being able to walk on that stage, and I really can't wait.
Of the guys that are.
I haven't really thought about that. I'm really just trying to keep my head where my feet are, just take everything one day at a time.
Of the.
I have, yes. I feel like it went well. I'm impressed with the coaches. I feel like they're impressed with me, and they have the number 1 pick. I want to be the number 1 pick.
Of the guys that are still.
Yeah, it was dope. I went to the last Super Bowl when they played the Chiefs. They didn't get the job done, but this year they got the job done. Happy for them. And it was really cool being one last year, being an Eagles fan.
Of the guys.
Yeah, that was something my dad made for me. He's big on the custom gear and everything, so he got me custom gear. I took him to the game. We had a great time. Got to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl.
Of the guys that are still at.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Miles is one of the guys I study, one of the guys I watch. Just his game, the way he can impact the game as a pass rusher, and as a defender overall, as a special team, jumping over the pile, blocking the kick. He's one of the guys I study, try to emulate my game after.
Of the guys that are still at Penn State, who do you think, you mentioned you feel you're the next one going into this draft process, but of the guys that are still there that are going to be here next year or the years ahead, who do you think that next one is at defensive end?
Can you say it again? I couldn't. Your phone.
Yeah, the next one among the group of Penn State defensive ends, who do you think that is that's going to be at these combines in years ahead?
Yeah, I think right now all eyes should be on the Dennis Sutton, number 33. He came in with me same year. He came back to Penn State for one last year. I feel like this is the year he dominates.
Hey, what are your impressions of Max Granville, one of the younger guys?
Yeah, he came in, he flashed a lot, very athletic, real bendy, real twitchy. He just still got some ways to develop mentally. He's a young guy, but once he gets everything under control, he'd be a really good player.
When you get
Abdul,
to
you
the
were pretty
character
outspoken about the
conversation,
lack of respect defensive players were getting in the Heisman race. Now that you're vying for a top pick alongside other quarterbacks, how do you think your value maybe weighs, against, people in that position?
Yeah, like I said, defensive players impact the game just as much as a quarterback. And I feel like me, myself, and all the best defensive players in the country need to just start speaking out about that more because we're just important to the game as the best quarterbacks.
when you get to the character conversations with teams, you feel like you clean resume there to bring teams high content guys.
Say that again?
When you get to the character conversations with teams, you feel like you're bringing them a clean sheet?
Yes, sir. I know my character. I know who I am. I know who I am as a person. I know how I was raised. So whatever questions they have about my character, I know how to answer them. And I know who I am as a person. Yeah.
Abdul, if you can I get your top 5 edge rushers in the NFL today? No order.
I would say 1, Michael Parsons, 2, Myles Garrett, 3, T.J. Watt, 4, I'd probably say Jonathan Grenard, and a 5, somebody who came on a lot. Well, before he got hurt, he probably would have been 1 this year, but Ada Hutchinson.
Outside of Miles, who are a few players that you like watching film on and try and model your game?
Say it again?
Outside of Miles, who are a few players that you like watching film on and try and model your game?
Yeah, I definitely try to model my game after Micah. Just watching him being at the same school, I've been watching him pretty much my whole career. And Von Miller is also another guy I like to study a lot, and T.J. Watt.
What are most teams asking you here, and maybe what kind of impression are you going to make on them in this league?
Yeah, it's really just just getting to know me as a person, getting to know who I am, going over my film, just asking me about the plays I've made, the bad plays I've made. It's been all good for me so far.
When you mention guys who come up in the big moment like Von Miller, what is it to that? Because you have a lot of them, they get sacks, but they're not on critical moments like third down, et cetera, et cetera. What is it to having that time and being able to come up big in those moments?
Yeah, that's the times where we get paid, just those critical moments where we got to get off the field, you got to make that big play. Those pass rushes when you got to step up, those are the guys who make that big play. Yeah, I ain't never been too small for nothing my whole life. It's all about heart for me. It's all about will for me, and I got more than that than anybody.
When you played,
Wise right now, and what's your goal?
Yeah, my goal weight is pretty much 248. That's where I'm at right now. So it's probably the way I'm gonna play at. Probably could get a little bit heavier, but whatever my team need me at, that's where I'd be at.
How do you feel about setting the edge and what's your attitude?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my job. Whatever my job is, I'm gonna do it at the best of my ability. Whatever my coach asks me to do, that's what I'm gonna do.
Thanks, Abdul.
Thank you.